White House in Meadowlands, Soweto is a symbol of fresh starts, but it's also an opportunity to rebuild. It is here where we meet our featured guests today with their undeniable spirit to win and, of course, diverse backgrounds. We introduce you to these beneficiaries not to take away from their everyday challenges, but to highlight and expose their undeniable spirit to make it against all odds.
We are a child-headed household. See, depend on my handouts most of the time from our neighbors and our community members. Impilo like haya sizi why ngoba akunama lento le ama adults yithi ama adults lana ekhaya, so we have to see ukuthi how we make it through each day, because as an income first of all, so we have to make means ukuthi at the end of the day we don't go to bed on a hungry tummy.
Asked to remain anonymous, this young man stays in this house with his 16-year-old nephew.
Nephew wami lo engihlala naye, I used to say there ngihlala nosisi wami. She was also employed. She had 4 children. Yena nephew firstborn. So fortunately lento le after the funeral ama relatives ayo wabathatha in laba who were younger, including the girl child. So I'm left with the boy child. The boy child usizwa ama neighbors ukuthi to get through. Sisasokola nangogesi, since ugesi is not free, kumele ukuthi uthengwe ugesi, and into mawuyithenga azivele nje zize from the sky, you have to hustle. How does that hustle yenzeka kanjani? Ngiyaphuma ngiyokoleka ama-tin lawa engiwathubayo estratini, whether amabhodlela, and then exchange them for cash. The little that we get, siyayi-separator, ngiyayi-separator, enye ngithenga i-electricity ngayo, enye ngithenga lokho engizokuthola ukuthi kuye ekhishini for la ekhaya.
But as much as they've tried to escape their reality, this pair seems trapped.
What are you looking after a 16-year-old?
It is very, 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 very difficult because of stage abangena so asikho easy. There's a lot of pressure on their side. Kumele ukuthi naye afite in afane nabanye abantwana, and if umntwana akafani nabanye abantwana lento leyo inukumthinta psychologically, which might be the reason why aqale ukubhema, and which is one of the reasons why nami when I lost my mom I started experimenting, because sometimes things do not go my way when I'm going to try and find indlela yokuthi sidle or siqhube, kunokuthi sometimes ube stressed, and then you tend to look for other things ezizokhona ukuthi ukhohlwe ngazo.
Lensimbi ilantuka imali nesikhathi.
Lensimbi lena it's lena umshongo uzothola i4 rand or i5 rand for yone, and then i4 rand it's better than nothing, because this was junk. So for junk for 4 rand it's something. So I'll be able to buy bread for later on.
As an attempt to do his part, the nephew also tries. And this is not his only effort.
Umalumamo ofika introduce then angikatali ngiyafundisa ingane kuswima. Helps. Ukavoid ukuba nje ngabonyawo and other stuffs, so ingakho ngichoose ukuswima nokufunda. That's what I do.
When we started to ukuzala ephulini, we started getting engaged nabantwana, because mainly mawuqala ukukhuluma indaba zeimpahla ukuthi kufuneka this gear for into so baqala bakhuluma ukuthi abanazo izinto. Then we started ukuthi TCS sizama ukubalekelela sibone ukuthi only to find out ukuthi endlini akumnandanga. Within that short space umntana lo mncane oswimayo washonelwa umamakhe, azange babe nemali yokungcwaba. We came back to Untold and told him naye waya endlini salanda i-councillor ye-Ward 41 uLungaquma naye wasenzela incwadi. We started doing ama-veggies from kwi-ESP. Then Untold wa-organizer imali wabathengela inyama nezinye izinto futhi. We always try and intervene, but sometimes we might find out it's overwhelming because there's certain things as well as funeka daily, khona funeka monthly.
Vuyisile is the founder of this initiative. He uses this venue. This is Mxolisi Duma's place.
This is Pap and the Student. I started it 2000. But you know, mawuqala into wenza le ugcina la obongacabanganga ukuthi uzagcina khona. I've built swimming pool for kids around and also obviously for my business. But then that's another contribution back to my community that we have chosen this day, Wednesday, to give kids around my community lessons to expose them into swimming.
But we continue talking to the founder first as he further narrates how this program came to be.
By the time I approached Untold, we were very singasebenzi. So we had an idea about the community, how about we do things, because abantwana baguma drugs and all that. Nothing about staying again, auction singing and next. It's better to say to sisfake into something positive. Then we started creating a group called the Ground Movers. Samjala yonke into esenzayo wayijabulela approach it. Then we started coming here to White House, and then he offered us indawo, if ever sinama meetings, interview, you name that, we can use his facility. We don't pay at all. Yonke into osenzela Untold usinike indawo yakhe mahala, nathi abantu sibafakayo is for free. It's part of giving back to the community, because ngihlelele nami and ngiyathanda ukubona abantwana bethu bayabhema, abantwana bethu abazi ukuthi i-career yabo ukuthi bazokhetha ini. So it's better if we create programs.
With so many smiles and happy faces, next, Stories Untold chats with the man responsible for this joy.
That will be like Lax end of fire, yeah, but the end of fire, so I'm a people and Kulelala, in fact, I was born here. This is my beginning, and through life here, I know our struggles. I've been part of it. This is me. My community is me.
Can you show me the size? The size, yeah,
it was a three-room house. Three-room house, pretty small. We still do have three-room houses next doors, and you know, three-room house is just a bedroom, a kitchen, and a dining room, and a bathroom. Yeah.
And now to this, how did it get to this point?
Yeah, well, after I've started business, you know, I started business 2000, and then you can imagine this is 2022. Then it's 22 years down the line. In investing in everything that I've invested in, growing it day by day, every week, every month, every year. I have this vision, you know, we can create a space, a decent space, where people can come, meet for their meetings, especially now there is people who are not going to Emma office because of it was COVID and stuff like that. They can work here. So I started this business after coming back from prison. When I went to prison, I'm sure I was 19, 20. I was pretty young. It's just then and now you realize, which you know, somehow our our situation as South Africans then, you know, living under apartheid, and then we were denied so much, like go to school, maybe university, and get, you know, what youth today are getting.
In the early 90s, self-defense units in some of the country's townships were established. These evolved out of the demands from communities under siege from violence. Young people such as Mxolisi would join. However, there were always disagreements between civic organizations and political parties, hence the black-on-black violence that ensued. Mxolisi says this played a huge role in him going to prison.
Then we were part of people who were rendering the country ungovernable, so to speak. Us as comrades, singasa esikolweni, sitoyitoya, kwenzeka izinto the way bezenzeka ngakhona. And then, because I cannot be specific to activities bezenzeka, but what I know, we used to bury our, you know, schoolmates, colleagues, comrades every week. To a point then when because then it was hectic.
Attempted murder, unlicensed firearm, bank robbery, and car theft. His overall sentence was 32 years. But after serving 10 years, he was granted amnesty.
I had to prove to myself and to whoever I can be trusted, because you earn trust. You cannot just be given trust. You earn it by respecting other people. Then there was one time Sugala, because right outside there, what to call the yard, there was this bin, you know, the bin. Then there were kids, and then these kids, they were blowing this balloon. Then as kids they thought it's a balloon, but it was a used condom. And then you know I'm a dustbin. Then I was like, no, we can't actually be subjected to that. I then started cleaning the space for the sake of clean. We have to clean a lendao, and people have the impression that we are ngapha abanye abantu they feel ukuthi angeke uphume ejele uzobatshela ukuthi bangasalahleli udoti la. Then they come beza ngama dustbin balahlele, then you need to not ukuthi ba confront ngalokho, because I'm sure they have a right ukuthi balahlele la bafuna ukulahlela khona. But then I remember I'll wait for them ukuthi babuye emsebenzini balahle, then umuntu makalahle then ngithatha ngifake ekiriveni alahle ngifake ekiriveni ngiyolahla ngale.
The business Mxolisi now owns is built on the very same grounds he would clean, and he says it was not a walk in the park.
I remember I was with my brother, Tate. Then one car passaero Setinville, and I opened some of my stuff. That's how I got money. And my father, he used to run a spaza shop. Then he borrowed me one of his fridges. Then I started here, like, you know, friends, only friends used to come and stuff. And then because of your discipline in terms of saving money, that's from then I then grow up.
Raised by these very streets, he is proud of his township. This is the reason he sees it fit to help empower its youth.
I got here in January 2021, on the 14th. I was here as a car washer. We came here C3. When we were working, all three of us, Mxolisi was very fond of us, so he wanted us to work at our best, and he offered us an increase in how much we put in is how much we get. So in the end, I remained alone because my friends were not willing to put out the work that Mxolisi was demanding of us. Why? Honestly, I was never going to work at a car wash. That's what I told myself and told the two guys that I studied with it. I would never work at the car wash. But when I saw an opportunity that he was offering me, he said he's going to give me 700 per year biannual, the 2 weeks, fortnight, I mean. So that's when I was like, okay, let me consider, because I was still studying. I am still studying. So I was like, okay, let me take this opportunity to make myself money, because I was tired of burdening my parents for money.
And this 22-year-old is well on his way, as he is always making strides. He's now a bartender here.
I saw the gap. No one told me to, okay, you have to serve people while you're still here. I saw the gap because like I was very proactive. I'd wear my clothes underneath the overalls, and like when I had to serve someone, I'd take them off real quickly.
How did you receive that?
He let me make my own decisions at times, because he saw that I was proactive and I could multitask and do multiple jobs at different times. So he had that tolerance with me to say, okay, it's pure. When you see a vacation open, you can just jump into it and do it.
Mxolisi's selfless acts go far beyond just uplifting the youth in this township. During last year's July unrest, he was at the scene risking life to try and stop the chaos. And not only did he do that, but on the following day, he offered residents bread as they were feeling the pinch of their actions.
There are people who are very affected negatively by that, who did not partake and do whatever. But the following day, they couldn't access banks, they couldn't get bread, they couldn't get basics. Then again, you think, you think out of the box, and you get people who are resourceful. Then they organize to make that bread available for me to be able to give to my community.
Why have you called it White House?
We are faced with challenges every day. Then White House, it seeks to address some of these challenges where it can. Then it says we are all together. Then there is hope through this business for people in general.
Another person whose career Mxolisi's business has helped groom is 36-year-old DJ Gumza. Originally from Venda in Limpopo, he resides here in Midlands.
I started to meet the White House December, during festive season, December time. That's when I see the place, the open space, the rooftop, together with the poolside. The very first thing which attracted me is when there was Pool Tuesdays, which has really attracted me to find myself here. Then when I look at the setup as a sound engineer, I saw that there's bigger potential that I can really groom the place together with the White House team. Meet different people, that which also give me opportunity to get more gigs as well, and then also people hiring me for certain functions. I'm getting everyone from this side, so it's like a spotlight to me, but also exposed with very big people like your likes of Bobo Spikiri, which we just did an event with him, and also to find that every guys from the media side, they want to come and chill this side.
Gogo Ivy is a neighbor. She has buried 3 of her children, and in all those difficult times, Mxolisi has lended a hand.
So uyathatha namahloni ukuthi umuntu uthanda imali uzothe uyayithanda imali manje unika nawe uyayithanda ucala uzoza kanjalo kanti uthanda unothando yena unothando oluningi kodwa akafuna ukusukelwa hayi akafuna umuntu omsukela futhi bayamhlonipha ke ngoba nelentuzana isalvation le uye wayikampela yonke njengoba ingaka nje ibonda liphezulu ngane ngokuhlonipha naye ukuthi usendaweni yabantu ngapha isonto ma kungabi namsindo noma ukhona kodwa uzoba mncane
ngibona iyakhala gogo nyembezizana
zenjabulo.
You cannot udle isinkwa buttered alone in your house when your next door and your neighbors are hungry, because then you'll be afraid of those people at some stage. Then for you to be relevant and for you to live within an environment that is right, is for you to invest in that environment.
Ezinye izinto ndiziva ngomakhelwane ukuthi umntana wakho ayoncede ubani bekunje noma khona pho khona umuntu oswelekileyo wenza something no nengxakana ukuthi umntana yesikolweni bayamxelela kuba khona izaba lithathayo ancedise ubani mina ndiziva ndivuyile ukuthi ndingulo mama ongakwazi ukubooster.
His mother is the matriarch behind the person Mxolisi is today.
Bendimbhesuka ndaya kuya jele ngathi uyabona ke sowulapha dala ufuna ukuba lapha ungangena ama-gangster ungadla ama-drugs ungenzi zonke izinto ezenziwa apha endizibona e-TV. Bhalisa ugovernment uza kufundisa wabhalisa ngaleyo mini ngiyombhesuka efike ndibonisa iy'ncwadi ukuthi abona nazi iy'ncwadi zami ndiyafunda azange ngikwazi ukulala ngendlela endandivuye ngayo ndathi nje thank you God imithandazo yami uyivile ndimnqanela ukuthi adlondlobale basho kanjalo ngesizulu abe ngumuntu obhetere xa ungumzali akufuneke expecte kakhulu emntaneni ukuthi umntana wami uzaba nje kase kufuneka kube njalo kungabi njalo kuba buhlungu kakhulu kufuneka uyilindele the bad ne the ugly ukuthi ikhona.
Our people, they're in a position that they shouldn't be in. And it's very sad. It needs our leaders to address issues and for us to recognize that there is poverty in our space. People are not working, people are hungry, they don't have food. That's a reality that we are faced with every day.
Having employed a total of 39 people, he says this is his bit in addressing the socio-economic challenges the country finds itself in.
Ngiyabonga kakhulu for kokuqala banginike sports sokufundisa abantwana ukuswima, which is very nice. Zobonga ithuba ukuthi ngithole and hope ukuthi abanye abantu abayang wouldn't want experiment nezinto ezifana nama-drugs.
From us here on Stories Untold, it is an honor and a privilege to share your stories, Africa. So go ahead, let us know on the incredible work that you do. Who knows, you could be featured on the show like every other guest that we have had. Go ahead, expose us to the goodness that is the African continent. We are here to share those stories. From myself, Pule Molibati, once again, goodbye.